Hi breathers, in this video, you're going to learn a breathing technique to put you to sleep fast. Your breath influences your brain chemistry to induce sleep and promote relaxation. Studies have shown that particular breathing patterns can induce a sleepful state, while other disrupted breathing patterns can actually disturb your sleep cycle. There are so many different ways that you can help yourself fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, but there is nothing more accessible and faster than your breath. So let's do a breathing technique to help you fall asleep fast. This breathing technique is a two-parter. So instead of just doing one breathing technique for a while, we're going to do one breathing technique as a preparation and the second breathing technique that you'll continue to do until hopefully you fall asleep. You can kind of think of it like when you eat, you have to chew your food first before you swallow it. So the first breathing technique is really going to prepare your nervous system to absorb or swallow the second technique better. Okay, let's get started. This first breathing technique, you're going to only breathe about 5 to 10 times before you do the second technique. And that's because we're just using it to warm up your body to move into that rest, digest, parasympathetic state. So the idea is that you're not trying to breathe this first breathing technique for too long, only enough so that you feel a little bit of a head start for the second technique. I'm going to ask that you breathe in for 10 seconds, really slow and really full, and then breathe out for 15 seconds, even slower. Now, breathing in for 10 seconds and breathing out for 15 seconds can be a really long time, especially if you don't have an established breathing practice or if you have something else going on with your lungs or your breathing mechanics. So try to do the math to where the 10 seconds is 2/3 of the 15 seconds, or the 15 seconds is 1.5 times longer than the 10 seconds. So you can kind of think of maybe it turns into 6 and 9 instead of 10 and 15. But just do your best to try to keep that ratio for this first breathing technique for about 5 to 10 rounds. Use Ujjayi if you have it in your practice. That's that Darth Vader ocean sound of breath. All you're doing is bringing your vocal cords closer together, kind of like how you do when you whisper. But if you don't have that in your practice, no worries. It just helps to allow you to stretch the duration of breath a little longer. So wherever you are, start to blow all of your breath out. Inhale for 10. Purse the lips, blow it out. Inhale 10. Blow the breath out for 15. Inhale 10. Exhale 15. I would do that for about 2 to 7 more rounds, really giving yourself, again, 5 to 10 rounds of that type of breathing. So now we're going to go into the second technique. So once you've done 10 to 5 rounds of that type of breathing, then you'll start to reset the breath into a 6-second inhalation and a 12-second exhalation. So all we're trying to do now is having a ratio where the in-breath is half of the out-breath, or the out-breath is twice as long as the in-breath. Again, if 6 seconds in and 12 seconds out is too long for you, allow yourself to do the math to figure out maybe it's just going to be 3 seconds in and 6 seconds out, or 4 seconds in and 8 seconds out. The one difference that we are going to do with the out breath is instead of using pursed lips, you'll just be using your nose and Ujjayi for both the in breath and the out breath if you have it. So wherever you are, blow all the breath out. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 12. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 12. You would keep that breathing technique going until you really start to feel sleepy. The one thing I want to acknowledge is the difference between the in-breath on the first technique and the second technique using the breathing mechanics. On your first technique, where you're trying to breathe in for 10 seconds full and slow, you can articulate different respiratory muscles like your diaphragm, really stretching through the belly, but really engaging through the intercostals, your back muscles, even up into the chest. But the second inhale for the second breathing technique, you're only trying to keep it as a diaphragmatic breath. So just allowing your belly to expand on the inhale. Try not to get too much activation of lifting through the ribs or expanding through the chest. And that's because we really want the second breathing technique to allow you to shift into a little less effort. As far as the ratios go, remember that your CO2 tolerance, your neuromuscular connection with your breathing mechanics is different than mine and anyone else's. So whereas a 6 in and a 12 out might be doable and relaxing for me, it might be really hard for you. So don't force that, because if that's difficult for you, it's not going to relax you. It's actually going to make you feel like you're working. So drop it down to something like a 3 inhale and a 6 exhale until you start to feel the ability and the control to stretch your breath longer and continue to drop deeper into that parasympathetic rest, digest, repair state. I hope this breathing technique helps you fall asleep fast. Let me know in the comments below how it works for you. If you want to learn more about breathing techniques, how to apply them, and really understand why they work the way they do, be sure to join me for my online breath technique training, where I teach you over 60 different breathing techniques. And don't worry if you're not ready to dive that deep into your breath education just yet. I also have a free breath awareness program that you can check out on breathguidance.com. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends. I'm Danny May, and I sincerely hope to see you more around breath guidance soon. Bye.